Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys the weekly soul connection reading. And so this, of course, is a day late. I do apologize. Yesterday I had a really bad headache, so I was unable to get in front of the camera. Well, I don't ever get in front of the camera, but you know what I mean. Even sit behind the camera and do the cards. I just was not feeling it. So today we're going to be covering the weekly energies, which is from yesterday, Monday, June 29th, going all the way until this Sunday, July 5th. So soul connections can encompass all types of different connections, but I am going to be focusing more on twin flame connections today because I usually will do a twin flame collective reading on Tuesdays. So if you guys are twin flames out there, this reading may very well resonate for you, but as usual, of course, take what resonates and get rid of what doesn't. I felt guided to do things from the Divine Feminine's perspective today. Divine Feminines can be a male or a female. We're just focusing on the energies, but I do say she and her for feminine, and I do say he and him for masculine. It's just easier for me to channel that way. As usual, you guys, I'm using a bunch of different decks here today. If they're any of my own decks and you guys are interested in purchasing them, they'll be available for purchase in my website. If you're international, please email my team and they'll send you a special ordering link. Now, I do have some new decks here that I haven't used yet, and I haven't even had a chance to reach out to these creators to tell them thank you for sending them to me. And I haven't even had a chance to post about them on Instagram, which I will later today. But thank you so much for sending them to me, you guys, if you happen to be watching. I'm really excited to use them. So I'll list, of course, everything down below for everybody. Today's Orgonite, we're going to be using this really cute mermaid tail. This is a collection of 3, and they're from my friend Michelle from Wing and Bell. So if you're interested, I'll put her down below too. So if you guys want to just go to the timestamp, no worries. If you guys want to stay tuned just to hear what I have to say, then, stay tuned. So this is just going to be in regards to a post that I had posted on Friday, which was on my community tab here on YouTube as well as Instagram. It was just brought to my attention from another deck creator of someone who had taken my Twin Flame Messages Volume 2 deck and basically copied it, reproduced it, and put my name on it, but they had interpreted it into Turkish. I didn't know who this was. The person was just sending me a video of someone who was using the deck. And so I just pretty much let everybody know that, hey, I don't interpret my decks in Turkey. So if you guys are seeing it, it's not mine. I just want this person to take my name off their deck because they didn't have permission to use it. I do own my name. So that to me was illegal for them to do that. I didn't publicly call this person out because A, I didn't know who they were, and B, I would have addressed it with them first before even doing that. And if I had had some kind of an issue, maybe I would have gone to that step. But I was able to resolve the issue on my own between me and this person, no harm done. But I wanted to basically say, so that's why I have taken the post down since. But I just wanted to say, you guys, that, thank you to all of you that had sent your love and support with your kind words through the comments and everything and your messages to me. So I do want to thank you. But of course, with all the good does come the bad. And it's not like I want to focus on the bad, but I do want to address a couple of things here. I did get some real negative hate comments that day. Whew, it was bad. And it really did make me feel very disheartened just by the whole experience. It made me question whether or not I should have even posted about it. And I know why I posted about it, because it was A, the principle, and B, it was to just kind of let people know that if you guys are buying a deck from someone else that's not mine, I'm not responsible for you getting it on time or late, the quality of the cards, etc. I take great pride in customer service, and so for me, that really bugged me. Maybe it's my Virgo moon, I don't know. But anyways, that's pretty much what that was about. But I was accused of all kinds of things, not being a light worker because I'm focused on the money. First of all, you know what the hell you're talking about, so shut up. And 2, that I should be ashamed of myself because this person simply is just recreating this deck to promote my deck for the Turkish people. They're not actually making any money off of it. And so when that was told to me, I was just kind of like, it does suck that someone's trying to tell me how to feel about what's happened here. But I did think about it and I was just like, you know, I'll try to look at it from that perspective, but it would have been cool for this person maybe to ask me if they could do that, which they didn't. And so the very next day I was provided the name of the person who had done this. And so I went to their site, and on their site, it is for sale for money. So the person that posted that comment, you were totally wrong. And now I see why that person posted that comment is because they were just trying to make me look like a piece of shit. So it was totally inaccurate and not true. You didn't know what the hell you were talking about. And two, they were also doing this with other people's decks. So it was kind of sad. It was sad that not only had they done this for, you know, to me, but they were doing this to other deck creators too. And they were selling it. But whatever, you know, people do things, they reason with themselves, they just are able to sleep at night. That's not on me. I've gotten this situation resolved since then. Everything's cool. Hopefully moving forward, if not, you know, whatever, step 2. But I just wanted to let everybody know that it got resolved, and I've taken the post down. So we're done with that situation. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. That was just really sweet. And I would like to say something to those other people, but I just can't say it on camera. But whatever, let's move on. All right, you guys, let's get into the reading. So I have sat here before putting the camera on, and I have written down an outline today and all the decks that I wanted to use with each question. So the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to focus on the divine masculine. So you divine feminines, your divine masculine, this person that you see as your divine masculine. We're going to take a look and see what comes up for him when he reflects on your memories, the memories of your connection. So this, of course, the connections that I focus on are mostly the people that are in some sort of a separation or challenge on their journey. So the 3 decks that I'm going to use here today, this one is from Fire Witch Tarot. It's called the Opium Twin Flames Tarot. This one right here is a new one for me. It is called Places, Faces, and Memories from Sister Moon Tarot. And this is another new one for me. Very cool. This is from Channeling the Venus 222. This is her 50 Shades of Love. So I don't know. I just felt like using these in combination today. So let's see what comes up for this masculine when he thinks about his divine feminine and reflects on memories or just the energies of the past. Let's see. We have city skylines, okay? So we're going to get a couple, and then we're going to clarify some of this information. We have unbreakable bond. That's beautiful. So there could be something in regards to elephants, you guys, or the city that you live in. And we have toes in the sand. Some of you guys lived in a beach city. I'm getting that immediately. Some of you guys lived on the coast or near a beach city. And so this is something that this masculine thinks about when he thinks about this feminine. The city that you guys lived in, you guys may have resided in the same city. You guys may have met up in a certain city or worked in a certain city together. And you guys built a certain bond perhaps in that city. There's also the word unbreakable. I feel like this masculine still feels this bond with this feminine. You guys may have gone to the beach together. You guys may literally have put your toes in the sand and spent time at the beach. Some of you guys may have gone to the zoo together to see certain zoo animals, or you guys just may have really spent a lot of time in a city, a specific city. That's beautiful. So this is what comes up for the masculine. So what else do we need to know? We have aroused. Whoa. Well, it gets juicy right from the very beginning. So this masculine becomes aroused when he thinks about this feminine. There's something about the memory of her. There could be something about the way her face looked when she was aroused that he thinks about that turns him on. I'm getting that. We have control freak. Interesting. There could have been something. So I'm getting a couple of different things here. This masculine may have been secretly in his mind. He may have been, and you know what's, it's so funny when I said that control freak, Mind freak, Chris Angel is coming up for me. That could be a specific name of, you know, somebody's divine masculine, Chris or Christopher. But there is this energy here, or even angel. So angel, the word angel, the name angel, or just this person could have seen someone as an angel. There's some kind of energy here like that. But there's something about even maybe magic, Las Vegas. I'm getting that too. I'm just getting what's coming to me. But this masculine may have really wanted more from this feminine, or felt out of control with this feminine. So he tried to really remain in control when he was with this feminine. He may have even wanted to control her, but I'm getting it was more secretly. It wasn't outwardly, if that makes sense. There could have also been something where this masculine felt very controlled by this feminine. And it doesn't mean that this feminine was trying to control him, but there could have been some kind of control that she had over him. She really aroused him. She really maybe even created some sort of chaos for him mentally. Maybe he couldn't focus or concentrate when she was in his energy field because it was so passionate. There's some kind of energy like that I'm picking up on. So he reflects on this. And we have indulgent. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. This masculine was very, like, too indulged. There was like this very indulgent energy. It was like he was drunk. He was drunkened by this feminine's energy. It was too much. So he had to, it's like he wanted to feel more in control. So he may have pulled away from this feminine. It's like he was enamored. He was very aroused and enamored. And he could have indulged very much in this energy. And he did very much enjoy being indulged in this energy with her. But he needed to have control of his own life, control of his mind. So he may have pulled away from his feminine, is what I'm seeing here. Because the energy was very intense. So he thinks about this, you guys. He also might too. He might be a drinker, and this doesn't mean he's an alcoholic, but he might really enjoy certain, you know, types of like drinks like this, such as whiskey, scotch, you know, just drinks that you drink on your own, maybe even tequila, something like that, vodka, just alcohol in general. But he could sit on his car. He could go to a specific place and sit on his car and think about his feminine. Could be someplace somewhat where it's gloomy and cold. And even if you live in a city, a beach city, it can get really cold. I lived in Dana Point for years, Dana Point, California, and man, it was just mostly just that marine layer, always gloomy and cold to me anyways. It was a beautiful place, but yeah. All right. We have Tower. Yeah, something happened here. Something happened. I mean, not only was this a very powerful connection, like just Tower moment. You came into their life, they came into your life. It shifted things dramatically, but it was like as quickly as this person may have came in, your masculine, feminine, it's like it could have been quickly over as well, or it was just a major shift. They came in, and when they left, it was the same significant energy. It was very powerful. Very powerful energy here. We have the Knight of Swords. I feel like there's definitely some sort of communication that this masculine thinks about, because we have that woman that's laying there with the phone. A lot of conversations perhaps that you guys had. There might have been some even cutting words, because sometimes the Knight of Swords can be very cutting with his words. He can be somewhat heartless sometimes when he communicates. Could be something that you said as well, feminine. It could have been something that tore this connection apart, some words that were used. Yeah, look at that Queen of Pentacles. I have a masculine and feminine here. This Queen of Pentacles is like the Empress to me. She is just so divine. I mean, look at her beautiful body, and not like, you know, a beautiful body is everything. But there's just definitely some kind of an erotic, very arousing energy that this masculine has when he taps into you, feminine. He thinks about you in this way. The Pentacles is a very nurturing, very physical energy. And it doesn't mean he doesn't have heartfelt energy, but there is a lot of desire that he has for his feminine. And I'm getting he still has this desire for his feminine. there's this powerful, unbreakable bond that they still feel towards one another. So when he taps into this energy, it's very much like he still tries to control himself, and it's very difficult for him. He's very aroused by you still. And it might even be that when he spends time in these places, that he connects with your energy even more, even stronger. But Knight of Swords and Queen of Pentacles, he might not feel like he's a match for the Queen of Pentacles. He might not feel like he can be of this Queen of Pentacles level or status. So there could be some kind of an energy here where maybe he didn't feel like the two of you were on the same page, and so he could have cut things away. But this was a very controlled energy, meaning that it was very powerful and very passionate, but this was the energy that the masculine went into because that was the only way that he could gain control, not only of himself, but also this connection, by disconnecting from this connection, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely sensing a masculine who may have cut away from his feminine, or said or did certain things that sabotage this connection on purpose because of how significant and how powerful he felt with this feminine. But even still, there's an unbreakable bond. There's still a bond that exists between the two of you. There could have been something with the way that you guys kissed as well that was just like, oh my God, from the very beginning, it was like, wow. So something there, and he thinks about it. Thinks about that first kiss and how amazing it was. I'm getting that too. All right, so that was where the masculine is at when he goes down memory lane, right? So I love those cards for this reason, because it really brought me to some specific, it really triggered my, what's the word I'm thinking? My intuition. And I was able to use this as a tool in order to gather the visions that were coming to me and channel them. So this is a really cool deck, you guys. Places, Faces, and Memories by Sister Moon Tarot. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's go into the current energy of the masculine. So this right here, I'm going to go into all of Jennifer Aquarius's decks that I have from her Flaming Roses collection. Now, I had her Flaming Roses tarot from before, but the 3 new decks for me are her Flaming Roses Hidden Truth Oracle, the Flaming Roses Confessions, and the Flaming Roses Lovers Oracle. So let's get into it. All right, so let's see what we need to know about this masculine right now, what he is feeling towards his feminine currently. So this is going to represent the current energies of the mind, mental energies of the mind. When he thinks, so when this masculine thinks about this feminine, what comes up for him currently? We have romance and rekindling. So rekindling some sort of romance. Now, what's kind of interesting is that we actually saw, and I know it says it's Flaming Roses, so there's going to be a lot of roses, of course, in this card deck, but we have these roses here that this masculine is holding. So he may want to rekindle. There could be something about roses that connect the two of you as well. I don't even know why I didn't mention that. Wants to rekindle something with this feminine. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some. I'm going to actually get 4 cards, and then we're going to start building. This is what his feeling energy here. Willing to grow old with you. So that's his heart space. What is his fear, his ego space? Emotionally unavailable, very interesting. Also, too, this masculine could have a lot of tattoos. So that's coming up, too. And this right here is the higher self, circles repeat. So that would be like cycles here, cycles repeating itself. All right, so let's keep building. Let's keep building here. I'm going to go ahead and put these over here, and we'll put those on hold for now. Let's get into this. The masculine, when he thinks about this feminine right now, currently, he's thinking about perhaps rekindling this romance with her. What would it be like to rekindle this romance? Passionate affections. So not only does this masculine want to bring some sort of romance to the feminine, he also has a lot of passion and desire for her. I do keep getting that in this reading today. There's a lot of passion that he feels. So he wants to rekindle this passion as well as this romance with her. We have High Priestess, but he's keeping it a secret. It's not known to you, feminine, that this masculine wants this. So he's doing a really good job at hiding this. So you might be watching this video and thinking to yourself, yeah, right. Wishful thinking, whatever, you know. But the High Priestess is somebody who's keeping that to themselves. You don't know this feminine. You don't know that this masculine wants this with you. They're either not showing you this. They're not telling you this. They're acting in a completely different way than the energy is coming through here today. But deep down inside, this is what this masculine hides. It is a secret and it is unknown to you. Also, feminine, you might intuitively know this. So you're relying on your intuition with this one. You sense it, you know it, even though you're not seeing these signs, perhaps. Waiting on you to forgive me. I promise I can change. Waiting on you. This masculine is waiting on this feminine to perhaps, and this is not indicating that anybody needs to reach out and do anything, unless that's what you feel guided to do. Some people wait for signs. When certain signs come up in a reading, they'll take that and do what they will with those energies. But I'm not telling anyone to do anything today. What I'm simply getting from this, you guys, is that this masculine has done something perhaps to this feminine, and he is waiting on some sort of a sign or waiting on something, just an energy shift, in order to feel like he can move forward with this energy. So I promise I can change. This masculine does want to change something from the past. He may want to change something. He may feel like he was not able to perhaps be truthful with her before. Maybe he hid a lot of things. Maybe there's a lot of things that were unknown, things he kept a mystery. But I feel like he may want to change this time around. So he is waiting on you, feminine, to forgive him for something that has happened. So he may not be coming forward because he just feels like you're not going to forgive him, that you, like, it's unforgivable what he's done, that it'll just never happen. So that might be why he keeps it to himself. So that's where he's at currently, Divine Feminine. And also, just so you guys know, this to me, the High Priestess is a feminine energy in this deck. So he's really thinking about the feminine currently. That's what I'm seeing here. So where is he at when it comes to his heart space? So when he is really in his emotions and really feeling her energy, we have willing to grow old with you. This could be a masculine that had commitment issues before. Maybe when you guys were younger, he didn't want to settle down. He didn't want to maybe perhaps just be in a traditional, conventional type of relationship. I'm getting here in his heart space that he may very well have changed his mind on these things and maybe thinking differently as he has gotten older, as he has matured. We have shady. So you see, you guys, before in his energy field, there could have been something that was hidden. There could have been something that was just not on the up and up. And so this could have created some sort of an issue between masculine and feminine. He was shady. There could be something that he is still hiding as well. He's, again, hiding the fact that he has these feelings, hiding the fact that he is that he is thinking these things, that he's feeling these things. We have 5 of coins. But what it is, you guys, is that he feels shut out. That's what it is. He feels shut out, and that's why there's this shady energy coming through. And it doesn't mean that this masculine is perfect now and that he would never do anything to hurt the feminine again. But I do feel like he's willing to be different this time around. He's willing to change for this feminine. But right now in his heart space, there's like this cloud. It's a very unclear energy. It's very shady. He doesn't know how this feminine feels. He feels left out in the cold and alone. Okay. Sometimes it's like you don't know what you have until it's gone. It's that kind of feeling I'm getting here. This masculine may have not gotten to this point with this feminine if he was not in this position right now. I keep hearing songs and it always reminds me of you and I. So there's something about songs and music that this masculine is listening to or hearing that reminds him of the two of you. So this tells me here that he's very much in his memories about you, divine feminine, through song. So you guys could have maybe seen a certain concert. There could have been a certain band that you guys liked or a certain type of music that you guys listened to. And even if you guys didn't really have a connection through music, there are certain songs that he's hearing now that's making him think about his divine feminine. And it's really connecting him to his heart space. That's what I'm seeing in this reading here. Also with that shady energy, it's helping to uncover anything that he may have hid from in the past. All right. So now let's take a look at his ego and his fear. We have emotionally unavailable. This masculine may have been emotionally unavailable in the past. This masculine may be very afraid of commitment. This could be his defense mechanism when he feels afraid or feels vulnerable. We already know that he doesn't or didn't feel comfortable being vulnerable in the past because he felt so intense for this feminine that he may have sabotaged it. He may have really tried to control himself in her presence or control this connection by ending it, okay? So he fears that he is emotionally unavailable, that he will not be able to change. This is what his ego tells him. Yep, look at that, blocked. His ego and his fear tells him that he is too blocked and that he cannot change. So this is an internal conflict for this masculine. Makes a lot of sense. He feels totally like he cannot change. He wants to, but he feels blocked and feels emotionally just disconnected. We have the Queen of Cups. Look at this. With this Queen of Cups, this Queen of Cups is the feminine. This Queen of Cups is very loving. I feel like this masculine does not know how to be loved. He does not know how to let the feminine in to his heart. He wants to. He's drawn to her. She's so sensitive and loving. She's a beautiful person. She's unlike anyone that he has ever experienced or met before in his life. He craves this energy. She's so emotional. She draws him in with all of these beautiful energies, but it's very scary to this masculine at the same time. Some feminines could be blocked right now. He's blocked you out of fear, you guys. He may be blocking you right now emotionally, as in you're very emotional and you want to connect and he's not letting you in. So that's why some of you guys might be thinking to yourself, wow, that sounds really great that this masculine's feeling all these ways towards me, but I'm not seeing it. You might be sensing it, but you might not be seeing it with your own eyes. So try to rely on your intuition with this one, not what you're seeing in the physical world. I bury you with lies. I am scared to tell you the truths. Look at this. That just goes to prove to you, this masculine is afraid. This masculine is afraid. He lies to himself. He's scared. So he blocks himself from you, divine feminine. You get that? He blocks you from himself because that is the thing. It's too scary for him to open his heart space because you are a very, very powerful divine feminine and you encompass this masculine with all of your energy, and that scares the crap out of him. Okay? That's what we're getting. All right, last one, you guys. Circles, cycles, repeat. So this is where he is at in his higher self. He knows that there are certain cycles that he needs to break. He knows that there's certain things that he needs to face. Certain things about himself that just need to get cleared up and healed. Masculine feeling lost. Look. Oh my God. That's it. This masculine feels really, really lost. He does. He feels really, really lost right now. He's kind of like going round and round on that Ferris wheel. It's like he wants to get off. It's like somebody who wants to get off of the roller coaster but doesn't know how to do it. 4 of coins. Yeah, he's holding on for dear life. Four of Coins to me, Four of Pentacles, that's where he feels secure. He feels safe in this energy of just being stubborn. I don't need to change. This masculine knows that he needs to change. His higher self knows that he needs to change. And on the bottom of the deck, you guys, I have Eight of Cups. If this masculine has walked away from you or you've walked away from him, it is for evolution purposes. Welcome this separation, because this is what needed to occur in order for him and for you both to evolve as people. So he feels safe in this lost energy. He feels safe going round and round on that Ferris wheel. That's what feels safe to him. What doesn't feel safe is opening his heart up to the divine feminine, which is the Queen of Cups, somebody who he feels very enamored with, somebody that he feels very charged with, the energy. She lets him, like, she invites him in, and it's just like all encompassing is what I just keep getting here. It's just, it's so much. And this masculine does not like to feel out of control. So this feminine makes him feel out of control with his emotions and his senses. So he does a really good job of blocking her out. This lifetime didn't work out. Hopefully I can do better next lifetime. Wow. I feel like with this next lifetime thing that this masculine may actually believe in reincarnation. That's for some. So if it didn't work out in this lifetime, hopefully he can do better in the next lifetime. So in some sort of way, it's kind of like he's chalking it up that if he never sees you again, divine feminine, or if he just can't change, that maybe he can change in the next life and that you guys will do better. So this masculine does take with him this beautiful memory of you, divine feminine. He takes with him all of the beautiful things that you guys shared, but he's really struggling currently between his heart and his ego, really struggling. So that's what I'm seeing here. Wow. All right. So now let's go into I'm just loving these cards today. They're just so amazing. Love them. All right. Biggest regrets that this masculine has right now. His biggest regrets, and what are the karmic lessons and some of the things that are resurfacing for him right now that are connected to the feminine. We're going to go into my Mystics Midnight Oracle, and we're going to combine it with my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. What are the biggest karmic lessons or regrets that are resurfacing right now for this masculine that are connected to the feminine? We have Wicked Witch, Conquest, Defeat, Triumph. Immediately when I see this energy, this tells me that there might have been some kind of an unfair energy. Something where she felt like it was just a conquest. She was just a conquest. She felt defeated. This masculine, it's like a Five of Swords energy to me, you guys. This masculine may have done something that was very unfair to this feminine. Yep, look at that. The Tower. Remember, the Tower already came up. I did sense that the Tower was the beginning of the relationship and the end of the relationship. This is the end. There's something in the end that this masculine did that defeated this feminine. It was very, very hurtful, very Five of Swords energy to me. Could have felt very narcissistic, like this masculine never cared about me. This masculine just used me. It was that kind of an energy, divine feminine. So what I'm sensing from this is that in the end, this masculine did have to face how he ended things with you. And it may have come in the form of karma, as in there could have been something that was done to him, somebody that defeated him, somebody that had a kind of a conquest or a triumph over him, in which he made him really sit down and think how he treated you. So I am seeing this here. Fortune teller. You know, there could be some of you guys that are psychics, light workers, healers, fortune tellers, you know, into like, you consider yourself to be like a witch, Wicca, pagan, things like that. So there could be something in regards to your energy that's coming through here in that way. I'm also getting too that this divine feminine was very all-knowing. She was very all-knowing. It's like you couldn't really get one past her, but this masculine did. And that right there could have really burned you. Could have really burned you, that, you know, you felt like you're such an intuitive person. You know, you should have seen this coming. I'm getting here, you couldn't have seen it coming. This masculine blocked your energy somewhere. So even you couldn't really accurately tap into it because he had you blocked in some kind of way. And that's something to do with him. That has nothing to do with you. Yep, demons in disguise. I'm telling you here. I feel like this masculine may have presented himself as a person that was very light. And it doesn't mean that he wasn't light, but he was not operating in the light. He was not operating in the light. There was some sort of change and transformation that this masculine still needed to go through. And unfortunately, the feminine just was in his life during a period of time where he was going through this major shift and transformation. And so he could have really done a number on the connection and really hurt her. In some sort of a way, almost demonized this or feminine. I'm getting that too. Demonized her for being a certain way. He may have really judged her for being a certain way. He might have also, and I got this early on in the reading, this to me is like an angel. He might have seen his feminine as an angel, a bright shining star, somebody that came into his life to make it better, to heal him, to lift him up. This masculine may have said things to this feminine, such as, you're an angel, you're a blessing in disguise. And then all of a sudden, this masculine's own darkness started to surface because no one can make it all better. Not the feminine, not the masculine. We're not here. We're not designed to make anything all better for anyone else except for ourselves. And so when we put this kind of expectation on someone else, and we naturally fall off of that pedestal because we are not meant to be perfect. If someone put you on a pedestal, they kicked that pedestal right out from under your feet, because naturally you're human. Naturally you are going to have your days. Naturally you're going to have your insecurities and things that maybe aren't the greatest. And those things are going to pop out eventually. This masculine did something in the end to demonize this feminine and to really, really dirty her up, is what I'm seeing. So if this is not resonating with you guys today, I'm not tapped into your energy, and that's okay. But this masculine really dirtied up this feminine with maybe certain judgments or certain things that he said to her. Maybe he even said things about her to other people. It was definitely harsh, because I do get Five of Swords energy here. It was definitely harsh. It was really unfair. And this really caused this feminine to feel like she was completely off about this masculine. How she even got sucked into this. She may have even thought he was a narcissist after a period of time. You know, there could have just been something going on there. But I feel like this masculine has had his share of demons. Not only was he battling his own demons when he was dealing with her, but he was battling his own darkness. And so a lot of his darkness he projected onto this feminine, when this feminine actually is a being of light. We have chainsaw, deranged, crazy, and lunatic. And that's just what I'm getting here, you guys. It's like, wow. I mean, was I just crazy this whole time? How could I be this off? This masculine's maybe, I don't know why I'm just getting a little tongue-tied here. And I feel like it's because some of you guys were in just such disbelief. Like, I just can't believe it. I can't believe that this person who was so into me, that was so amazing to me, could turn out and do the things that they did. Okay. I'm getting some movies now. I'm getting The Wizard of Oz, obviously, with the Wicked Witch. And I'm also getting Chainsaw, either the movie Saw or maybe Texas Chainsaw. I don't know. That could be something there. Then we get some demons here, right? But yeah, this to me is some kind, but that's the thing. When your dark side takes over, you guys, and it's not an excuse and it doesn't make it okay. But when you're operating from your dark side, from your shadow, from your ego self, you're like somebody that people don't even know anymore. It's like they never knew you at all. It's that kind of message. You felt like you never even knew this masculine at all. How could you just be so wrong? Okay. And why? Because this was the King of Cups. This masculine checked out. That's how he could do this divine feminine. So what I'm seeing here is that this is an explanation, I feel, for the Five of Swords energy that was bestowed upon you in this connection. But this is also letting you know that this masculine has had to face his own demons through other people or other situations and things that happened to him throughout this period of time that you guys have been separated. This may even be something that is in store for this masculine. But this masculine was able to do these things because he cut himself away. He cut his emotions away from this feminine. But this all stems from sorrow, his own sadness, his own dark fears and demons within him. This wasn't about you, divine feminine. This was about the masculine and his own inability to face his demons at the time. So when we cannot face our own darkness, what we will usually do is we will project it onto another. We will demonize them. We will dirty them up. We will make excuses for our behavior by blaming them, when really it's our own ugly ass shit. And I've done it before and I've had it done to me and it frickin' sucks both ways, especially when you realize that you've done it. So this masculine has regret. This masculine is still facing these demons even today. In the end, after everything was said and done, in the end, this masculine still actually feels a bond with this feminine. So in some sort of way, it's almost like that is the karma that this masculine gets, that he was not able to successfully 100% disconnect from her. He still feels her energy through that unbreakable bond. Whoa. So now let's go ahead and go into what energy is this divine feminine holding towards her masculine right now, and how does this affect him? So we're going to go into the Honest Truth Tarot. We're going to combine this with the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle by Aqua Moonlight. Let me remove that cat hair. And we're going to go into the Begin Within Divine Partnership Oracle deck. Okay. So what energy does this feminine currently hold for her masculine, and how does that affect the masculine? Okay, so when she thinks about him, we have lust and desire. So there could be some very lusty energy that she has connected to this masculine. So what I will confirm for you guys today is that this masculine is still very aroused by you, feminine, and there could be because you've got a lot of lust and desire for him. You might think about him during certain times and he becomes very aroused because maybe perhaps you're aroused during that period of time. So there's something there. When you think about him in that way, it's like it's affecting him on a very lusty level. We have shattered, but you also see this connection as it's broken your heart. It's been destroyed. It's been shattered. It's damaged. Might even be that lust and desire damaged your connection. We have Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is another repeat card, because the Knight of Swords actually came up for this masculine when he thinks about the past. He thinks about the communication. He thinks about perhaps certain words that were used. And what's interesting is on the bottom of the deck, I have the Queen of Pentacles. This was the pair. When he thinks about his feminine, he sees her as the Queen of Pentacles. He also sees her as the Queen of Cups too. But yeah, actions were, I feel like, feminines, when you think about this masculine, you think about the mistruths, you think about the words that were damaging, the words that shattered, the words that destroyed, the words that broke your heart, the actions that were taken that broke your heart. And you may also think about lust and desire. You still desire this masculine. You still have a lot of, love and passion for him. And we can see that he has that for you too. So I feel like the way that it affects him is exactly the way it's coming out. He's very torn. He desires and wants the feminine, but at the same time, there's all this pain and all this negative energy from the past that keeps him from coming towards the feminine. So you guys are very connected. You guys are actually mirroring each other's energies, which is why I'm breaking it down this way, because this just proves you guys are very connected. What about the emotions? Okay, yeah, you're very connected in the heart space. This masculine is very connected to this feminine, but he really does a good job of trying to push her away, trying to block the connection. We have euphoria. Yeah, so sometimes you feel a lot of euphoria when you connect to the masculine. When you connect to his heart space especially. And the heart space is away from the ego space, which would be thinking about things that happened that were undesirable. Any kind of attached energy. This is just your heart is flowing. It's open. You feel a lot of euphoria. You feel a lot of joy. You think of the good times. It's like your heart chakra is just open and wide when you connect with this masculine. We have the Nine of Wands. And what this does is it actually ties the masculine up in knots. It puts him in knots because he does connect to the feminine's energy in Queen of Cups. We saw it, Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Cups. So when you're in that Queen of Cups energy, feminine, and you're just like emanating that love that's just pouring from your energy field to his, he picks up on that. And what does that do? It gives him, first of all, it ties him up in a knot because it causes him to really, really think about the connection, puts him in Moon's energy, which is to really reflect, which is the feminine's energy. But it also helps him to believe in himself, to not give up, not to give up hope, not to completely tie yourself and cut yourself off emotionally, divine masculine. So feminines, when you hold your masculine in a very beautiful energy, this actually helps him to unravel himself. Wow, that is amazing. What about ego? Ego and fear. We have gratitude. It might be very difficult for you to be in this space a lot. Sometimes you might be here and other times you might be here. I'm getting a little bit of both. Sometimes it's very difficult for you to just be grateful for this experience, to be grateful for this journey, for this lesson. You might still expect something to happen here. So it's difficult to remain in a state of grace with this masculine. Heart song. But see, the thing is deep down inside, your intuition, your higher self takes over and knows that that's where you need to be, divine feminine, in a state of grace with this masculine. And that doesn't mean that when you're in the state of grace that what happened didn't happen, that all is forgiven, that it's all water under the bridge, that nothing needs to be worked upon, but it's the energy that you're choosing to hold towards this masculine. You're no longer willing to hold this masculine in low vibrational energy because you know that that doesn't serve you. That's why you're in that state of grace and gratitude towards this masculine and this whole experience, is because it may have really helped you to become a stronger feminine. It may have helped you to become a better person or a more evolved person in this lifetime. So you can be grateful for this experience with this masculine. Your heart knows that. And when you're in that all-knowing energy, your masculine benefits from that feminine. Do you see? So it's very important how the feminine holds the masculine's energy. It matters. We have Seven of Cups, wishful thinking and options. So the ego tells the higher self, this is just bullshit. It's just wishful thinking. It's just a fantasy. That is what the ego tries to instill, is fear. It takes the inner knowing of what the feminine knows deep down in her heart. It tries to erase it. It tries to challenge it. So feminine, the more that you focus in your heart chakra, this is the energy that is going to help you on your journey. It's not going to keep you in a state of fantasy, but what it's going to do is it's going to keep you in your heart. And your heart is true. Your heart is grateful for this connection. Your ego and your mind may desire to be with this masculine again in the physical world in a physical way. But in your heart, deep down, you know that you've connected to this masculine for a reason, that this whole situation, that this whole connection has helped you beyond belief, that it has blessed you, that it has touched your life in so many beautiful ways. that you're just forever grateful. You're not focused on what's going to happen, what you're going to get, what you're not going to get. That's the ego there. You're just in your heart space, and your heart is where it's at. That's beautiful. So when you're worried, when you're kind of trying to figure out, is this a twin flame connection? Is it not a twin flame connection? Am I just crazy? Am I just delusional? Is this true? That kind of wishy-washy back and forth energy is actually also confuses the masculine. So be strong in your heart with what you know. Be the strong divine feminine you always were, that this masculine actually knew that you were. This masculine may have done a really good job, perhaps, of taking you off or taking you out of your power. But that is because he was facing his own demons when he did this. So if you have prevailed, you have survived, you have evolved, you have bettered yourself as a divine feminine, that is where your strength is. So amazing. So what about your higher self? So I see the higher self is winning. The higher self is winning. We have karmically bound. Look at this. So this inner knowing that you have, this higher self knows that you are bound to some sort of a pattern here. You're bound to some sort of lesson here. That is where you're bound. You're not bound because you're being punished. The higher self knows that that's bullshit. You're not being punished. If that's where you're at and that's where you feel like life is a big joke and this is, you're just being punished by this whole situation because you're still connected to it. No, you might still feel unhealthily, not unhealthily, you might still feel pain and you might still feel discomfort being connected to this masculine because there's still a karmic cycle that you have not broken within yourself. This is not about another person. This is about you. This is about what you haven't healed within yourself. So your higher self also knows that this masculine is bound by his own karma, by the lessons that he needs to clear. You know this, divine feminine. You know it. We have clashing. See, right now, your higher self just knows that you guys have had these differences that you guys probably wouldn't have worked out before. You guys just would have clashed. You guys may have just been on different levels at the time. You guys may still also be on different levels. Okay? And so now this is where the work continues on your journey. You're not going to stay negatively connected to anything unless you choose to stay negatively connected to something. We choose what we are going to feel. You don't have to feel pain and you don't have to feel cursed unless you believe that that is true. Yep, look at it. Oh, bam! Look, the Queen of Pentacles. I brought her up earlier because remember, she was on the bottom of the deck. This is who you truly are, divine feminine. You're not only the, I mean, you're all the queens. But the Queen of Pentacles is the Empress in the deck for me as a reader. Her heart is so freaking big. She's so down to earth and practical. This Queen of Pentacles isn't worried about feeling complete with her masculine. She loves her masculine, but she doesn't need him in order to feel complete in this life. She's just kicking ass and taking names. She's just doing her own thing. She's tending to her own garden. She's not worrying about this masculine, what he's doing and what he's not doing, because she's not basing her life choices off of this connection. She knows that if her masculine is in an energy where he is unable to connect with his heart, or if he's really putting a lot of energy towards blocking her, she's not concerned with that because she's just focusing on herself. So the more that you're in your empowered divine feminine energy, the more this actually helps the masculine to believe in himself and to not give up on who he truly is, which is this divine masculine with this big heart to let this feminine in. So beautiful. Oh my God. All right, you guys, loving it, loving it, loving it. So let's now move forward now that we know that that is the feminine's energy, which she can sometimes be kind of maybe in and out of good and dark energy, which is normal. Let's see what's going on with this journey. Where is this journey currently at right now in its cycle? Where is the journey at? So we're going to go into When Spirit Speaks by Heather Filona. We're going to also go into the Sacred Journey Healing Cards by Angelic Revelation 144. And we're going to go into Twin Flame, A Journey to the Heart Oracle. What is the overall vibration of this twin flame connection right now? We have divine timing. Okay. So there's something about trusting in divine timing. It may just not be the time. I'm getting here on the bottom of the deck. It's a time for reflection. It might not be a time to be together in the physical world, which is okay. It's a time for reflection. It's a time for evolution. It's a time for growth. So the divine timing card, it says Twin Flame 12. Everything is timing. Some journeys we travel alone. Okay, so some of you guys, divine feminines, you guys just may be alone right now, and your masculine may be alone right now, and that's okay. Other journeys are meant for union and to be together. But regardless, do not give up hope. We are where destiny has placed us and where spirit has deemed us to be the most effective in this life for each other. Trust in a higher calling. So I'm not here to say anything that is going to trigger anyone on your twin flame journey. But everybody's journey is unique to them. So you can't base your connection or your journey or where it's supposed to be on what you're reading or what some reader tells you or what you get in your own readings. This is a journey. So this is all about navigating the energies that you're exploring or that are coming to you on this journey. Nothing is set in stone. This card says destiny. We are where destiny has placed us. Destiny is the choices that we have made on our journey have placed us where we're at right now. That is also free will. Our free will choices are where we're at right now. That goes for the feminine and the masculine. So we have to take that into consideration. But this is for the highest good of this connection right now where it's at. So if it's in separation, if this masculine is still struggling, if he is still putting up that wall towards this feminine, that is what's meant to be right now. So there is some sort of, tapping into that inner peace and just being grateful on your journey, divine feminine. We have soul spouse. So this right here is the connection and the unbreakable bond that exists between the two of you. You guys have been in previous lifetimes together. This masculine also feels this divine feminine. It's not just you, which is why he got the unbreakable bond energy. He still feels this connection with you. But there's something about you guys not being on the same path right now. And that's okay. We have mending bridges, kissing and making up. So this is the desire to want to mend this bridge. Okay, so I only meant to get one more, but this one wanted to flip up. See, assessing the risks. I can't face you. Kiss and make up, or do I stay hidden? Hey, you can't make it up. There it is. That's where the masculine's fight is with himself. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it. I can't face her. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I can take this risk. It's just easier to hide. It's easier to hide than to mend this bridge. Okay, that's where this masculine is at. And that thing is, feminines, you could be there too. Where you're not sure if you want to take a risk towards this masculine. You may desire to, but you may just feel like it's just too risky. You just can't deal with it. You can't face it. It's just easier to stay away. We have breathe. So just breathe. It does say air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So that could be a significant energy as far as timing. So it could be in Gemini season, Libra season, or Aquarius season. So just breathe until then. There could be something that's on the horizon. So just breathe is what spirit is really indicating here. Just take this time to breathe. Maybe you guys need a breather from this connection to mend the broken pieces within yourselves before coming back together. We have Be Here Now. So I like this card, and the reason why is because whenever we are focused too much on these types of connections, we can really live in the past and also the future too much. We're too much in this other world where we felt this connection, where we want this connection to go. But what we miss out on is the present moment. The people that are in our present lives, the connections that we're supposed to be experiencing and the lessons that we're supposed to be experiencing now. Sometimes twin flames get into that mindset that the only thing that matters is their twin flame. But you're missing out on all of the other important key areas of your life that need, either closure or growth or assistance or whatever. There's other souls on your journey besides your twin flame. So you need to make sure that you're present for those lessons, that you're present for the purpose of just what you came here to do. We can't just scratch all that because we're not with our twin flame. There are other things that matter besides our twin flame. So Spirit is saying that if someone is hiding on this journey from the other and can't face you, get on with your life. You're not going to wait around for this person to come back so you can get back to living and breathing again. They're not your oxygen. You're your oxygen. You provide your own oxygen, not your twin flame. So Spirit is saying this is about moving forward, being in the present moment. Try not to worry about the past and try not to worry about the future. Be present in your situations and your life. See, because it's all about timing. Look at that. Because this is still in the womb. This twin flame journey and this twin flame connection is still in the womb. It's still growing. It's not the right time to be together right now. And that's just for some of you. Maybe others, it'll be as soon as tomorrow. Who am I to say, right? But just according to the cards right now, it just means that the timing is just not right now. It's still in the womb. It's still in the gestation stages. So that's what we have, you guys. That's such beautiful, beautiful cards. So now we're going to go into what are the current lessons and what is currently being activated for each twin flame. So let's start off with this masculine. Where's the masculine right now when it comes to his own ascension and what he is working on right now on this twin flame journey? So we're going to grab all these cards here. Okay, so we've got the Reclaim Your Power cards by Anthea Spark. We've got my Twin Flame Journey Oracle and Tarot. And we have from Rising Sun Oracle, the Soul Activation Oracle deck. So let's get into those. Let's see what's being activated for this masculine right now. I like that a lot. The self. This is beautiful because this is really telling me here that this masculine is really being activated in his, like an awakening, his crown chakra, being very crystal clear about who he is and what he wants. And we know that his ego self is really, really fighting with his higher self. We already know this, but this is beautiful because this tells me that right now what's being activated is his higher self. What's being activated is who he truly is. And who he truly is who he was at his greatest moment with this feminine. Because she is a reminder of who he truly is in this life. And that light, that is who he truly is. The light that he felt when he was with her and the light that this feminine saw in this masculine. That is true. That is who he really is. But all that darkness and all that fear got in the way. It just got in the way. So what else? What else is this masculine currently working on? We have heart charge. You know, I did feel that this masculine's heart is being charged up right now. This is his heart chakra that is opening. And why is that happening? Well, this feminine, when she is in her heart space, when she is in her Queen of Cups energy, she's very empowered. She's not afraid to love. She's not afraid to be forgiving. She's not afraid to be grateful for this connection. When she's in that state, this actually helps the masculine's heart to open as well. It helps him to look in the mirror to see what he truly loves and desires. And what he truly loves and desires is to be who he really is. And that's who he was when he was with the feminine at one time. We have devotion. This is beautiful. I feel like this masculine is devoted to himself right now. I feel like he could be on some sort of a spiritual journey. Maybe some sort of spiritual practices. And I'm getting here that's going to help him to return to the feminine at some point down the line. Whatever this is, whatever he's devoting to himself right now is actually helping him to really see what he loves and desires. And that might be one of the reasons why he's really reflecting on the feminine, on all the things that he would like with her now. But there's all of that darkness that's in the way. I love that. That's another self card for me. This is about you being okay to be on your own and just feeling so good with all of your cups. Like all of your cups are just overflowing. You're totally satisfied with who you are as a person. And when you're in that energy, you can achieve anything that you want. This masculine is definitely in the energy of self. Working on his own cups. What does he truly love? What does he truly want and desire? So the only way to get what he truly wants is to go within himself and to really, really love himself and to be that person that he truly is. And the feminine got a glimpse of it, and so did he back then. But since then, he has gotten lost. But I feel like right now what's happening on his journey and how he is ascending is he is really spending some good quality time with himself. And it's really charging up his heart and helping him to trust his intuition and to trust his higher self and to connect with his higher self. How amazing is that? So let's take a look at the feminine. Where's the feminine at with her current lessons and what's being activated within her? We have awakened, third eye chakra. Beautiful. So there could be some sort of like like a reawakening. As divine feminines, we may feel like we've already had our awakening, but there's many awakenings on our path. We start seeing things in a whole new way. These eclipses that just happened, and we have another one that's, I think, gosh, this Sunday, I think it is. Don't quote me on that. But there's these major shifts that are taking place, and with each different thing that's happening here, it reveals something new. Something shifts, something changes, something evolves. So something is awakening within her. She's trusting her intuition. She is seeing things in a whole new way. I love that. Look at that. Mother healing, nurture yourself. So mother healing to me is like feminine energy. How are we nurturing? That to me is like the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is like a mother. She's a nurturer. She knows how to take care of herself. She knows that's where her power is within the self. It's not a selfish energy either. She knows that's where she needs to be in order. She cannot truly love another until she truly loves herself. So feminines might be working on this right now. Look at that. Metamorphosis. Going through a major shift and transformation because of this. Experiencing, she's getting everything that she receives. Look, she realizes that everything that she's received, positive or negative, has been a part of her transformation. Wow. Amazing stuff, you guys. Eight of Wands. And this is beautiful because what does this do? It helps her, and you guys are going to die. I'm just going to put it over here so you guys can see the bottom of the deck when I'm about ready to share with you guys. Eight of Wands is it's the momentum forward. It pushes her forward on her journey. She accelerates forward with Eight of Wands energy towards what? Her twin flame connection. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. With cat hair and all, it's beautiful. See? The lovers. So when she's in her heart space, when she's connected to her masculine in a high vibrational way, it actually brings her forth to the exact place where she's meant to be. And if that's by the masculine side, so be it. But the thing is, all I know is that she is in a beautiful energy within herself, and that's where she's meant to be too. Unbelievable. We also have communication. This communication, what's to come, may also be awakening within this feminine, where she's just more than ever, she's just tapped in so accurately, so deeply within what's happening here, what's to come, all of it. All right, so now we're going to go into what are the biggest influences from spirit right now. And this could also be from the outer world, just biggest influences in the energetic field of the masculine and feminine. We're going to go into the Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck of mine, and then we're going to combine it with the Controversa Tarot. Biggest influences. I love the Spirit of the Sun. You know, I'm going to tell you guys, I feel like a huge influence for a lot of masculines and also feminines was the solar eclipse that just passed. The solar eclipse that just passed last week, I feel like was huge. Huge energy. I also see the sun as masculine. So a huge influence right now is where the masculine is at in his energy. So the key words are energy, vitality, and resurrection. Something has been resurrected. Maybe something that was dormant, maybe something that the masculine has been hiding from, has suddenly come to light. Okay? There's been a shift. There's been some sort of an energetic shift. We have the Queen of Wands. This is beautiful. You know, the Queen of Wands? Oh. So the feminine's getting all the queens. The only queen she hasn't gotten is the Queen of Swords yet. But the Queen of Wands is my favorite. She is so magnetic and attractive, and why is she in this energy? Because she feels confident, because she feels strong, because she just feels alive. And when you're in that energy, your vibration is so high and so attractive that you literally attract what is meant for you in your energy field without even trying, because you just are. And when you're in that energy of just being yourself, it's amazing the things that are attracted, that come your way. So the biggest influence right now is the energy that the divine feminine holds right now within herself. That is attracting to her experiences. And I also am getting here that the shifts that the masculine is going through is really resurrecting something within himself. So it's very important, divine feminines, to keep high vibe in your energy towards your masculine and within yourself. What else? We have Spirit of the Scales, karma, justice, and balance. So it's like there's some sort of a balancing of the scales of justice that's in the air. There's something about karma and learning lessons and balancing something that's just coming. Somebody's reflecting. They're thinking about the past. It's been resurrected. Oh my God, you guys, this is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, this is the third time. So this is the only card that has repeated itself 3 times in this reading that I can remember. Something that the masculine did or said that could have been hurtful. Okay? Something that was blunt. Something that he said on impulse without thinking. Something that could have been really hurtful to this feminine. I do feel like is being resurrected, and the masculine is really thinking about it, and he's thinking about perhaps bringing some form of communication towards her, maybe even an apology for this behavior. Okay. Wow. Wanting to balance these scales, wanting to balance what has happened between the two of them. That 5 of Swords energy, wanting to just clear it. So this is really heavily influencing this connection right now, is wanting to balance these scales of justice. Last one. And it's funny, the sexual energy keeps coming up between the masculine and feminine. So not only was this feeling of wanting to rekindle and resurrect this connection coming up from the heart space, there's also a very charged energy here that could be very sexual and passionate and seductive coming up. It's very fertile. I do also see the rabbit connected to the feminine, because the Empress in tarot, in traditional tarot, there is a rabbit next to the Empress's feet. Not in every deck, but in most traditional decks, there's a rabbit next to the feminine. Okay? And that is because she is fertile. That is because this is representing that energy of spring. It's like Taurus energy, spring. So that right there is telling me here that there is this also very sexually charged, passionate energy that's springing up. And it's not springing up from nowhere. There could be something about the solar eclipse, and there could be something about the divine feminine's energy that she's holding. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is very attractive, very magnetic. So this is not just an accident. This is all happening here. It's not. Oof. And what is this doing? It's bringing forth Ace of Swords, insight and awareness. It's bringing forth epiphanies, clarity, wanting to communicate the truth. See? So this is the Knight of Swords who's now carrying the sword of truth, wanting to bring forth this energy. So sometimes people are drawn to situations with certain energy in order to get them to the next step. And when we get there, this may not be, of course, all we want to focus on, but this energy, this very charged up energy of this twin flame connection could be what literally always connects them and brings them together, but that's not all that this is. This is just the vehicle. This rabbit baby is the vehicle for these two to come back together to communicate, okay? That's what I'm getting here. It's just the vehicle. I'm also getting to Year of the Rabbit, you guys, and I have no freaking idea when the Year of the Rabbit is. And that does not mean that this will not change into the Year of the Rabbit, because that could be a long time away. But I'm Year of the Rabbit, so I should know when the hell that would be, but I don't. But there could be something about rabbits or even spring. That's what I'm seeing here too. All right. So now let's go ahead and move into the potential energies moving forward that the masculine is holding towards this feminine, okay? So we're going to go into my Arrows of Love Oracle, and we're going to go into the Love Compass Oracle. What are the possible, because we never know what's going to happen, but what are maybe potential or possible future energies on the horizon that this masculine may display towards this feminine? Let's see. Okay, so we have the Real Deal. We have Soulmate. Wow. Okay, so I feel like this masculine feels like this feminine is the real deal. He feels spiritually connected to her. I mean, we already did see the bond here that he feels with this feminine. He may not want to come in, though, until he can do the real deal, until he can offer her that commitment that he knows that she deserves, that maybe she deserved the first time around, but he couldn't give to her. It says this person is a soulmate, or this is someone new coming into your reality that you have a spiritual connection with. This is not new, this is old. It says this person is meant to be at this part of your path. I'm sorry, this person is meant to be at this part of your path. This may pertain to a soul group coming together. The energy I'm getting here is that this is just his soul. His soul is being drawn to come towards this feminine and offer her the real deal this time. But it doesn't come without that major heart and head battle. Do you see? He's still battling this. He's still battling on whether or not he can be the real deal. He's still battling on whether or not this is just something that he can really commit to. Or is this just going to be a temporary thing? He may just be still really bogged down with this energy of can he really do it? And he feels the feminine on this soul level. So it pisses him off that he can't just get rid of this energy. It's just a part of him. It's these old demons that are still a part of him. It's like this old belief, this old paradigm that still needs to be shifted. That's why the Tower, I believe you guys, came up twice in this reading, is because it's really indicating here that this masculine is going through an old paradigm shift. Like getting rid of old stories that aren't serving him. Who he's always deemed himself to be is not who he really is, but he's living under this false pretense that I'm just a player, or I'm just a single person for life, or I'm better off on my own. But his soul is telling him something else. His higher self is telling him a different story. So he's in this battle between the ego and his higher self right now. And it's coming up again in his future. We have new love, okay? So this right here does talk about soulmate. We have soulmate, soulmate, new love. Yes, on the horizon, it could be that this masculine is still temporarily dealing with energies other than the feminines. I'm sorry, you guys, I just have to keep it real, okay? This masculine still may be in and out of his ego and his higher self, still not able to fully commit to this connection, still not fully able to embrace this connection. He still might just be, sorry to say this, dicking around with just temporary energy. You know, it's a part of his growth. It's a part of his karma. It's a part of his cycles that he is still bound by, that he's still trying to break and cycle through. You know? Last one. Yeah, see? He's still in his trials of love, lessons. He's still learning lessons, you guys. So I feel like this is Spirit's way of telling you, because this reading was definitely beautiful. It really does showcase a masculine that's very connected to his feminine, that very much wants to let go and really embrace his feminine. It absolutely came through this reading today, but his ego is really doing a number on him. I do feel like the higher self is winning, but he still has this residual crap that he's dealing with. So it's bleeding into his future now. It's bleeding into his future. Say we have different paths. So the thing is, you guys, I feel, are still going to be on different paths. That's why we got the card before, and I can't remember what it was, but it was about being on different paths. Let me take a look and see if I can find that, because I feel like it's significant. Okay, where do we have that? Yeah, it's here. It's just clashing. Differences, different paths, incompatible at this time. There's too much conflict still. And I mean, it was connected to the karmically bound, still bound by his karmic lessons. So I feel like he still has some trials to go through. And I know some divine feminines out there might be saying, I'm so tired of this. I'm so sick of it. If you're feeling that way, that just means that you are attached to an outcome with this masculine. If you're not attached to an outcome of this masculine, and you're not basing your life or your future on your masculine, and you truly are in your own power, this is not really going to bother you that much, because you're going to know that you would rather your masculine work out these lessons with other people rather than within your connection and your dynamic. Sometimes karmic partners or other people can be blessings in disguise. That's all I'm going to say. So you guys are just going to be on different paths, it looks like, in the future. That's probably why divine timing came through when it came to where your guys' twin flame connection is at. I'm going to read it to you one more time. Everything is timing. Some journeys we travel alone, others together. Do not give up hope. We are where destiny has placed us and where spirit has deemed us to be most effective in this life for each other, which just may not be together right now. Your higher purpose may not involve being together right now. There is a higher purpose for what is happening or not happening on your journey. Okay? So it's about having more trust and faith in the universe that what is right for you will be given to you in the correct time. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to tap into the feminine's energy. So this is all about you, divine feminine. And I thought that this was the perfect deck to go into. This is also from Sister Moon Tarot. It's called Moody Moon Messages, honoring the cycle of the divine feminine. And man, oh man, can I relate to that, because, you know, I go through different cycles throughout the month, different hormones up and down, where sometimes I'm feeling great and other times I just hate the freaking world. So, you know, it just goes with the territory. All right, so we're going to combine it also with Queen of Light 1111's Divine Connections Oracle. So let's see what's going on here. What is the energy here of this divine feminine? Okay, so this is just what Spirit wants to talk about right now. Spirit wants to talk about these different energies that are coming up with this feminine. So we have clarity. We have Archangel Metatron that's actually with the feminine right now, helping with that lantern to bring her clarity. Oh my God, when it comes to... This is beautiful. Divine feminines, when you're hormonal, when you're PMSing, and you're feeling just super agitated or even super dark towards your masculine, or even on this journey, or whether or not you are even just plugged in accurately, give it time. Get past that hormonal week or whatever the hell it is, because anything that's being experienced during this energy here, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means that there could be other hormones or other things going. And this, of course, is going to be for females only. Okay. Sorry to put that out there, but I mean, obviously men are not experiencing menstruation and things like that. And the thing is, PMS, we could be talking about someone who's in menopause, but that doesn't matter. There's lots of women that I know that are in menopause that are still going through hormonal things and hormonal changes. So there's just all kinds. I'm just getting hormones, period. Completely immersed in my yin energy. Man, completely immersed. It's not balanced when you're completely immersed in your yin energy. When we're completely immersed in our yin energy, sometimes it's difficult to think straight. Sometimes it's difficult to think logically or practically or rationally. Sometimes we're just being way too emotional. And when you're way too emotional, you can't make proper decisions sometimes. Now, this energy, this very yin energy, is very beautiful when it comes to creativity, when it comes to poetry, maybe even writing, maybe even nurturing yourself, maybe watching some movies, crying, purging, whatever. But when it comes to taking the bull by the horns and making rational decisions, sometimes being completely immersed in your yin energy isn't the place you want to be making those decisions in, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. So Archangel Metatron is with the feminine during these periods of time, reminding her not to go off the Richter scale, not to make certain decisions when she's in these moods. I've done it before, you guys. Man, have I really just looked back and went, I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I responded to this person in this way, because you feel like a completely different person a week later. And some feminines out there may not have any kind of hormonal issues. So I feel like this is going to be for those that do experience up and downs with your moods related to hormones. Okay. So if you're a man watching this video and you're not experiencing hormonal issues, this could just be your moods. Your moods are going to fluctuate. Your moods are going to fluctuate when you're very immersed in your yin energy. And when you're too much in the yin, sometimes you can get really lost in an emotional place, and it can lead you to a dark depression. So you want to make sure that you're balancing your energy out with some of that masculine yang energy. Maybe even grounding yourself during this periods of time, going outside, spending time in nature, connecting with maybe other people that are maybe very logical and practical, kind of to help to balance you out. This would also be good too. So yeah, there's a message about that, you guys, for whatever reason. And I can totally relate. We have Lakshmi Ma, and I might not be saying that right, but we have new opportunities. Oh, wow. Okay, this is coming up again. When we are too busy strolling down memory lane, living in the past, what do we keep ourselves from? What's in front of us? Participating in our present life. Remember, be in the present now. Be here now. If you're not present, you're going to miss out on the opportunities to grow and to learn and to heal and to evolve. If you're too busy focusing or just hanging on to the past, we cannot grow and evolve correctly if we're too busy living in the past. So feminines, Spirit says it's okay to take a trip down memory lane, but don't reside there. Because if you do, you're going to keep yourself from the new energies that are trying to enter into your life. And these new opportunities have wonderful lessons and wonderful wisdom to bring to you. And it's for evolutionary purposes. All right, last message. Ah, look at this. Divine Feminine's coming up in her own reading. Divine Feminine. Beautiful. So something for the Divine Feminine. We have devising, crazy and calculated, but acting calm and collected. Oh my God. That is hilarious to me. Okay. Crazy and calculated, but acting calm and collected. So this is what I want to say about this. Divine Feminines, embrace your divine feminine energy. It is okay to be emotional. It's okay to feel certain ways, but try not to shame yourself for feeling these things. Try not to shame yourself for being a divine feminine. Your emotions and all of these things do have something to reveal to you and do have something to teach you. But trying to, just kind of like push it away and act like you don't have it and stuff it down. What you're actually doing is you're suppressing. So what you're doing is you're suppressing something, but you're going to ultimately have to deal with it one way or another. So if you do feel crazy, if you do feel emotional, if you do feel insecure and all these things, you must address these things. You definitely don't want to drown in it, but you got to address those shadows. You've got to figure out why they're there in the first place. And then you have to devise a plan on how to get out of that energy. Okay? Don't act like everything is okay if it's not okay. It doesn't mean you got to go off on everybody. But stop saying yes when you mean no. Stop saying you're okay if you're not. Stop doing that to yourself, Divine Feminines. Devise a new plan, because this old plan of maybe just stuffing things down or pretending like you're okay when you're not, it's not working. It's not working. And that might be one of the reasons why things are kind of out of control emotionally and why it's very difficult for you to forgive and forget, because you haven't really forgiven. Work on these things. Stop saying you're okay if you're not okay. Stop saying it's okay when it's not okay. Don't tell someone you forgive them if you can't or you haven't. It's not going to do you or them any bit of good. Devise a new plan and act in a different way. Take the bull by the horns and try to make better decisions moving forward. So there's a major balancing of feminine energy that needs to be balanced. So the masculine and the feminine within you, Divine Feminine. This is not about your masculine. This is about your own masculine energy that you hold within yourself. This is about really balancing that out. And it may take some of you to really forgive your masculine to get to this point. Okay? So devise a new plan and be more authentic with who you are instead of this divine feminine that you think that you need to be. It's about, I can't think of what I want to say. It's the word like walk the walk or talk the walk, or forget it. I can't do it. I don't know why I can't think of it. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So now we're going to end the reading because we've already gone through it about an hour and a half here. What is the wisdom for the Divine Feminine today? What does Spirit want to share with this feminine for wisdom today? So one thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to go into a new deck here that I actually ordered off of Etsy. I don't know the name, but this is her beautiful little emblem here. It starts with an X, but this one is called the Spiritual Gifts Oracle. So what spiritual gifts does the Spirit want the feminine to maybe perhaps focus on or maybe even tap more into? Oh my gosh. Femininity. That's amazing, you guys. So the feminine is coming up for a reason. Really wants you perhaps to really, really dive deeply into that feminine energy. But again, it's about balancing. There's a mix of energy. So it says you're a mix of girlish charm and mature sensuality. You can draw them in without them even knowing, a subtle luring effect. Wow. So this is a different definition than what I am getting just from that word femininity. But I feel like Spirit is trying to drive home the point that this feminine can be in her feminine power, but she's not meant to dwell in that lower aspect of the feminine, which is too emotional and too focused in her emotions and drowning in that depression and emotional side. You've got to find a way to balance out that energy. Now, this is about you're a mix of that girlish charm and mature. So it's about being that young and vibrant, you know, like girly type of feminine, but also that mature, sensual, kind of like keeping things a little bit of a mystery and maybe just being more reserved. It's kind of like the high priestess versus the queen of wands. All right. Maybe the queen of wands puts it out there. She puts on some sexy clothes. She shows her assets. She's got, you know, she's there. I'm not saying that's who the queen of wands is, but I'm just using that as an example. But the high priestess, she kind of sits back and she just doesn't really need to put it out there. She just is. It's that kind of energy, right? So feminines, what Spirit is saying, something that they want you to focus more on is that you can be in your divine feminine power without putting it all out there. You can remain reserved and still be sexy and still be alluring without really having to do much. So if some of you guys are running around and you're trying to put on the charm and you're trying to do all of these things, maybe to get something perhaps, or to get some sort of recognition from your masculine, Spirit's saying stop, because you don't need to do that. You're actually better off being in your power of silence and just being. How amazing. I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and tap into, from Sister Moon Tarot, the Pearls of Wisdom. We have service. It says it all happens so you can be the best version of yourself and give back to others. Being of service will save and heal you, but always remember to take care of yourself too. So what Spirit is saying here, the wisdom for the divine feminine in the end, is that everything has happened for a reason. Remember divine timing. Different paths. You and this masculine may not be on the same path right now for a reason. Maybe you are meant to serve divine feminine, and maybe you would not serve completely if you had your masculine by your side. And that might be because there would be something that you would get caught up with in this masculine's energy. Maybe you would become encompassed in that energy again. Maybe you would lose certain aspects of yourself. So you're in your full divine feminine power, perhaps, when you're in separation with your masculine. And that doesn't mean it has to be this way all the time, but maybe just for now. So everything is happening so you can be the best version of yourself and that you can be of service to other people. So it might be a part of your life's purpose to serve other people as a divine feminine. We have 1616. It says your angels are guiding and assisting you towards your financial freedom. Wow. So this is one of the only cards I feel like I have in my twin flame angel numbers deck that talks about finances. So there could be something about this feminine that is really empowering herself at this time to be the best version of herself, somebody that can take care of herself financially, to have that freedom that she's always dreamed, to do something that she loves and to be able to take care of herself at the same time. So there is a higher purpose for this divine feminine, and that is why everything is happening to you when it comes to this twin flame experience. This right here is my divine feminine healing deck. We have, oh my gosh, look at this. This rejection is for your protection. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Right now, this masculine is unavailable. It's the best thing for you, divine feminine. And I know that might be so hard to see it, right? It might be so hard to see that, but it's true. Your connection, for whatever reason, is not available for a reason. It's for the highest good of everyone, even the masculine. So last message, messages of love by All Things Intuitive. Oh my gosh. See, don't dismiss red flags. There are red flags here, you guys. There were red flags before. There are still red flags. We did get see, look at this on the bottom of the deck. Wait, the timing is not quite right. There's still some warnings. There's still red flags. There's still some things that need to be worked on. So this is about trying not to jump the gun and prematurely try to come back into each other's lives. The timing just isn't right. Somebody still has things that they need to work on. This could be even the feminine. Maybe there's still issues that she needs to work on that aren't going to empower her connection. Maybe she still needs to work on self-love, self-value, self-respect. Maybe there's something within the masculine where he's still not ready to commit. He's still not ready to settle down. So again, this is about not wanting to enter into a connection that's not right yet. It's still in that womb. That baby is still in the womb. It's still growing, right? It's still growing in that womb. I want to put it up again. There it is. It's all about divine timing, baby, which is where the connection was at. I freaking love this reading today. I hope that you guys feel the same. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it resonated. If it didn't, no worries. I'll be bringing forth a couple of more readings this week, and we'll try to stay back on track with the next Monday's reading. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.